Hi, seventh grade. Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, and thank you so much for taking the test yesterday. I will be grading those this week and putting them in the grade book. I had a change of heart or mind. Instead of doing CEs, we're going to be focusing on a couple skills, and they are context clues and also inferencing from documents, from sources. So you will not be having a quiz this week, but you will have one after you come back from the break. But we are still going to get more practice for that. So I have experience with context clues, as a teacher, as a student, and also as a parent, because I read to my kids quite often, and sometimes we hit a word that we have no idea what it means. Now, the easiest way is to go online and look it up. But you can't always do that, especially on a test. You can't just look up a meaning of a word. So that's when you use context clues. Read around the text to see what the word might mean. They might give you a definition for it. They might give you a synonym. They might give you an antonym, or you can infer what it means. Okay, so I'm gonna go over this, and then we're gonna go over a couple of examples, and then you'll try. So context clues, and then we're also gonna do some inferencing as well. So sometimes the text gives you a straight up definition, right? So here's an example. When they give you a definition for the word affable, Mr. Fry is an affable principal. So the definition for that is someone that is pleasant, someone that is pleasant and easy to approach and always friendly. That's the definition of affable. Okay? Sometimes they might give you synonyms. Mr. Fry is quite affable, so there's a word again. In fact, he reminds you of Mrs. Baker, of Miss Baker. Do you remember how kind? This is a synonym, right? So they're drawing comparisons. Mr. Fry is quite affable. In fact, he reminds you of Miss Baker. So he is similar to Miss Baker, and Miss Baker is kind. So affable in this case means kind. Okay, an antonym. So they give you a the opposite. I miss Mr. Fry. Our new principal is cranky and unapproachable. Mr. Fry was affable. This is kind of like an inference too, right? You can infer that that affable is the opposite of cranky and unapproachable. So I'll read that again. I miss Mr. Fry. Our new principal is cranky and unapproachable. So they miss him because he was the opposite of this new principal. Okay, so you can also get an antonym. Here's an example. Mr. Fry is affable, an affable principal. He knows everyone's name. If you have a problem, talk to him. So they give you an example of what an affable person is. Someone that knows people's names, someone that you can talk to. Okay? And then there's the inference. You don't need to worry about talking to Mr. Fry. He's an affable principal. This is kind of like an example, I think, as well, but obviously it's an inference, right? Because you can infer that Mr. Fry is someone that's approachable, someone that you can easily talk to. Okay, so I'm gonna read a couple of these, and then we'll go over this. Okay. The text is this part and then also this part. So I'm gonna read all of it. So here they're gonna ask you. They're asking what this word means. Detrimental. Now, again, we can go online and Google a definition for detrimental, but we can't do that when we're taking a test or when we're doing the interim or when we're doing SBAC. So here we go. The International Space Station, ISS, is a space laboratory and construction site that orbits around the Earth at an altitude of about 390 kilometers. So this space station is going around the Earth. Astronauts usually live on the ISS for 6 months period. That's quite a bit of time. Although some sojourners last up to a year. So a sojourner in this case would be just, if I ask you what this sojourner will mean, it will mean like a trip, right? It says astronauts usually live on the ISS for 6 months. So they're talking about living there, like the journey. So although some sojourners, so this would be like the trip. It can last up to a year. On the ISS, the astronauts' work can be both difficult and diverse. Tasks include challenging repair jobs and lengthy spacewalks. So it sounds like it's a pretty hard job to do. Therefore, it is important that the astronauts prepare themselves with specially designed routines before arriving at the space station. Such a regimen. Oh, here's another one, another good one. Such a regimen. Regimen in this case will be like jobs that they have to do or activities they have to do to prepare. Such a regimen might include lifting weights, moving heavy objects, doing push-ups and pull-ups, running and cycling. This constant variation prepares astronauts for all the stresses and challenges they will encounter in space. Once aboard the space station, these men and women need to continue their workouts. I wonder why they need to work out. This time in little to no gravity, so they have to work out and because it seems like there's no gravity up there too. This situation presents some unique challenges. So there's little gravity up there. I hope you guys know what gravity is. You know, when you jump up, you get pulled down to the ground. I teach my kids that stuff. This situation presents more unique challenges, but scientists have developed many innovations to help astronauts stay in good shape. So it sounds like NASA has developed these activities to keep astronauts in shape or to keep them healthy. This includes special shoes and a new type of weightlifting machine, treadmills, and exercise bikes that all work without gravity. Here we go, we're getting to the word. This physical activity is important because it helps address the detrimental effects of zero gravity. Okay, so here we're going to pick a different color. So here it says this physical activity is important because it helps address the detrimental. So based on this, I can assume the detrimental is something bad because the NASA's trying to address or deal with it. These activities are created to avoid detrimental effects of zero gravity. So zero gravity sounds like it's not a good thing. I'm gonna delete this. Zero gravity sounds like it's not a good thing. So detrimental means, in this case, I think it means something that is harmful, and it can be an issue, such as, so detrimental. Here they give you some examples of what detrimental things that people can have, not astronauts can suffer. They can suffer early aging, loss of muscle mass, and bone density. So, what is the meaning of the word detrimental? It doesn't mean unexpected or helpful. It means harmful, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to substitute my word here. So I'm going to just cross this out. And I'm going to see how this works, okay? I'm going to read it with the word harmful. This physical activity is important because it helps address the harmful effects of zero gravity, such as early aging and loss of muscle and bone density. You might think that it's painful, but early aging, I guess it could be painful, but it's not the best option because they're talking about how early aging is an issue. It's a problem. It's very harmful to people. And this is also harmful, okay? Maybe some of this is not painful, but it's not safe. So when I select the passage, I will select this. This is what tells me what is the context clue. In this case, more importantly, is this right here. Oh no, I need to erase this. It's this part right here. They give you the examples: early aging and the loss of muscle and bone density. Okay, that is the harmful parts. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We're not doing that part. Okay, here we go. This is a shorter passage. Peanut allergy is one of the most prevalent, so that's the word that we're going to be focusing on. Prevalent food allergies in the United States. Most prevalent. And then they give you the context clue. More than 3 million people in the United States are allergic to peanuts, and the number is only increasing. So this shows me that there's prevalent. Sounds like it's 3 million is a lot of people, and is only increasing. Okay, so let's. I can even continue. I don't even have to continue reading this text in order for me to know what this is. But let's continue it. For those with peanut allergy, exposure to peanut results in a mild to severe allergic reactions, including swelling, itching, shortness of breath, and nausea. People with peanut allergy must be extremely vigilant. That's another one. And vigilant. What does it mean to be vigilant? I'll ask you guys in the Ed puzzle. What does it mean to be vigilant? And what is the context clue? Paying close attention to everything they eat in order to avoid accidentally eating peanuts. Packaged foods often have labels that state whether they were prepared in facilities that also process peanuts. This information helps protect against the accidental consumption of peanuts. So I'm going to ask you, based on what you're learning now, I'm going to ask you to tell me, what does the word vigilant mean? But right now, let's go back to prevalent. So peanut allergy is one of the most prevalent food allergies in the United States. More than 3 million people. This is the context clue here. More than 3 million people in the United States are allergic to peanuts, and the number is only increasing, right? I could sit with my daughter or my son and have this conversation. What do you think prevalent means based on this context clue? Is it recognized? No, not necessarily. Uncommon? It's the opposite of uncommon, actually. Notorious? Notorious means like dangerous. Actually, notorious means like, well known, not for the best reasons. But the answer is widespread. Widespread because there's so many. Widespread means something that is it's pretty prevalent, but widespread means something that is pretty common. Okay, the issue sometimes is when this happens is that sometimes we don't know what these words mean. Okay, and that's when things become a little more serious. But you can eliminate some of them already. You can eliminate uncommon. You can eliminate recognize. So between notorious and widespread, I will pick widespread. Okay, let's move on to so for number 4. It's the context clue is that there's so many people with it. Okay. Now we're gonna hop into inferencing. So again, I want you to remember, sometimes they give you a definition. In this case, they didn't give you a definition. Okay. In both of these, they can give you a synonym. They can give you an antonym. An antonym is the opposite, right? Example or inference. Okay. Now let's look at some inferencing. So we are going to continue working on this on Thursday and Friday. And then after the break, we'll continue working on it a little bit, and then you'll be assessed on it. Inferencing. Kyle ran into his house. So this is where when you inference, the author does not give you straight up information. You have to read between the lines. You have to read and understand the mood of the text, the mood of the situation. A lot of it is reading between the lines. Okay, here you go. Kyle ran to his house, slamming the door behind him. So it sounds like he's already upset, right? Sounds like he might be upset. Maybe he's not. My son slams the door behind him. He's not upset. He just does it because he wants to. But this gives me an idea that he might be upset. He threw his book bag on the floor and plopped on the couch. After 6 hours of playing Grand Larceny, VII, he ate some pizza and fell asleep with a slice on his stomach and his feet on his book bag. When Kyle came home from school the next day, he was noticeably distraught. That's a context clue, right? What does that mean when he's noticeably distraught? And here's gonna be the clues that are gonna support what distraught might mean. He balled up his report card and placed it inside a soup can in the garbage. Oh, he's hiding his report card. I wonder why. Right? You can start thinking about, why is he hiding his report card? He then flipped the soup can upside down in the garbage can and arranged. So he put the report card in the garbage can, in the can, and then flipped the can over. He flipped the soup can upside down in the garbage can and arranged loose pieces of paper over it. So it looks like he's hiding it, right? As he plopped down on the couch, he let out a sigh and picked up his controller. Why is Kyle distraught? First of all, what is distraught? Is he happy? No, we can assume that these context clues help us understand what distraught means, right? What is he doing? He's sighing. He's like throwing things in the trash, trying to hide it. So it looks like Kyle distraught because he probably got a bad report card, right? Why does Kyle put the report card in his soup can? Probably because he wants to hide it from his parents. Was Kyle's report card good or bad, and why was it like that? I'm guessing it was not good, and it was probably not good because of this. He spends a lot of time playing games. The previous day he played games. Now he's playing games again right here. Okay, so again, nowhere here does it mention that he has bad grades, or he has good grades. It doesn't, but you can infer that that's the problem. Here's another one. So again, I'm gonna ask you. Oh, I'll move on. Some people are always bashing the president, just like others bashed the one before him. The word bashing. Wouldn't you think that everyone will find something to praise for at least once in a while? So they're giving. So this is the context clue, right? So this is the word here. They're giving you the antonym. They're giving you the antonym. Why isn't anyone praising him? So they're giving you the antonym, the opposite, right? What does bashing mean in the above section? Hitting hard with a heavy tool? No, it's the opposite of praise. So what is the opposite of praise? Going to many expensive parties? Nothing to do with praise. Speaking or writing harshly about? Voting for a different candidate. The answer is C. I hope you guys see why. Some people, let's put this in here. Some people are always speaking or writing harshly about the president, just like the others wrote and spoke about the one before him. Wouldn't you think that everyone would find something to praise him? So this word is the opposite of this word. Okay, so they gave you the antonym in this case. Okay, I'm going back and forth between inferencing and context clues. Here's another one. Ashley was not happy. Ashley was not happy with her friend, Samantha. I've been waiting. So here's Ashley's not happy. So let's see why she's not happy, right? With her friend Samantha. I've been waiting here for an hour. She growled in her cell phone. So when you growl, what are you doing, right? So think about that. In her cell phone, you better hide yourself over here, she continued, or we'll leave without you. What does high mean, right? So Samantha wants she's been waiting for her friend for an hour. So if you've been waiting for someone for an hour, what inference can you make about how she's feeling, right? She growled in her phone. She said, you better hide yourself over here, she continued. We'll leave without you. What does high mean? Might mean hurry or hasten, stroll or walk slowly, float above the trees, or greet in an unfriendly manner. Now, let's do some of these. You better greet in an unfriendly manner over here. Nothing to do with what Samantha wants. What does Samantha want her friend to do? She wants her to move fast, get there, or they're going to leave. So hurry or hasten, okay? And in this case, the context clue will be here. We'll leave without you, okay? That's a context clue. Here's another context clue. We've been waiting for an hour, right? We've been waiting for an hour. We're going to leave without you. You better hide, right? So this is what you're going to be working on Wednesday. You have some examples of both context clues and also inferencing from the text, right? So that you have more practice to prepare for the intro. You only have a couple to do because you do have this video to watch. If you have any questions, please text me or email me. I'll see you guys later.